Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another review, so if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. A lot went down in this episode, so let's just get right into this review. At the very beginning of this episode, Amara and Gaelle end up getting into a really heated back and forth at the beach in front of everybody because Amara ended up finding out from the Hollywood twins that Gaelle was actually trying to meet up with Alan behind her back. And during this back and forth between Gaelle and Amara, Gaelle said that she did meet up with Alan behind her back and that he came to her hotel room the previous night and that whatever she does with Alan has nothing to do with Amara because the two of them are not together. And I mean, Gaelle is right. Alan can do what he wants to do because he's not with Amara, but I still think that it's trashy that he's going after somebody who's on the same cast as Amara and he's doing it right in front of her face. He's doing it on purpose because I know that he doesn't really want Gaelle, and I know that Gaelle doesn't really want him either. They're really just doing this to make Amara feel uncomfortable, but I wish that Amara didn't even react to it because it made Alan get what he wanted, because he wanted to prove that, you know, Amara is still not over him, and I don't know if she's over him or not, but it doesn't really seem like it, and I feel like that's the reason why he's doing what he's doing. Now, in the middle of this back and forth between Amara and Gaelle, Alan actually ends up showing up to the beach because Amara invited him, which I was surprised about because at the end of the day, he disrespected Amara so bad in the previous episode, not just with the whole Gaelle situation, but also when he called her ghetto and was laughing at her when she was going off, and then on top of that, he said that nobody wants her black ass. I'm surprised that she's even trying to invite him to anything. The only thing that he needed to be invited to was the twins' birthday party, and that's it. But I have to say, I did think that it was really funny when everybody scattered when they saw Alan end up coming, when they were getting into this really heated back and forth because they knew that there was about to be a lot of drama. And while they were all running away from the table, they ended up telling Gaelle to leave Amara's baby daddy alone because it's really messy of her to do something like that. I hope that this is just for a storyline and this isn't really who Gaelle is, because if it really is who she is, then she's trash. And Amara and Alan end up having a one-on-one conversation because everybody ran away from the table, and Amara basically tells him that she knows that he's flirting with Gaelle on purpose to get underneath her skin, and then he tells her that the only reason why it's getting underneath her skin is because she's not over him and that she wants to be with him still and that she needs to let it go, and that's the reason why she's so angry. Which I don't like that he's trying to label Amara angry. I don't really see her as an angry person. Now, I don't know her in the capacity that he knows her. I only know what she shows on social media and what she shows on TV. But to me, she doesn't come off as an angry person, so I don't understand why he's labeling her that. And she does end up confronting him about talking about her because she's black, and he didn't deny it, and he didn't say that it was a misunderstanding. He basically stood on what he said but claimed that nobody's perfect. So to me, I'm glad that he showed his true colors on national television, but I do feel like Amara is not over him because her continuously inviting him to everything she does in the DR and the kids are not even anywhere around, it makes me feel like she does still want him, and I really don't understand why. I mean, she admitted in the previous episode that while she was pregnant, one of his friends told her that he doesn't even like black women and that he was only using her for a come-up. So I don't understand why she wants anything to do with him in the first place. But I do understand that they have 2 children together. But to me, it seems like she's the only one that's trying. And he doesn't feel like it's for the kids. He feels like it's because she wants him. So I wish she would have never reacted to the whole Gaelle situation. Now, Marcus ends up going to visit Safaree in this episode, and Safaree starts opening up to him about how much he misses Amara and loves her, and how he should have never let her get away from him in the first place. And I don't believe him. I feel like he probably has love for Amara, but I don't feel like he's in love with Amara, and I don't feel like he wants to be with her either. Like, I'm really not taking Safaree seriously in this situation because when he was actually in a relationship with Amara last season, he acted like he didn't really want to be with her, and he was acting like he wanted to be single, and that's how he always acts. I mean, he was married to Erica Mena, and she claims that he was cheating a lot and wasn't acting like a husband. So to me, he's not going to be any better with Amara, and I don't understand why Amara is even entertaining him, because a few episodes ago, it seemed like she wanted to be with him too. I just think that Safaree likes to play games, and I think that he wants to be able to have access to Amara sexually, but he doesn't really want to be in a relationship with her. He wants to be able to have all the perks of being in a relationship but still live as a single man. And to me, I don't understand why Marcus is eating up what Safaree is saying, because to me, Safaree is just playing games. So, because of all the drama that's been going on, Amara decides to take everybody out for drinks and dancing, and everybody was having a good time at first until Bobby ended up going on social media and he saw a post from Shay that was really disrespectful to Amara. It was a video of Shay's fiance Fabo holding one of Amara's daughters, and Amara was really pissed off when she found out about this, and I feel her on that because why are you holding this woman's child when you know that the two of you don't get along and you guys were just fighting in the previous episode? Like, why would you have her daughter in the arms of your fiance? Especially because Amara doesn't have any type of connection or relationship to Fabo at all. So I don't understand why Shay would do something like that. And honestly, I'm side-eyeing the hell out of her right now because I just feel like that's really disrespectful. Like, you should not do anything like that when it comes to anybody's children, because I'm pretty sure if the roles were reversed and Amara had Safaree holding Shay's daughter when the two of them weren't getting along, she would be pissed off about it and she would be going off on social media on Amara for doing something like that. So Amara starts flipping out, rightfully so, and she walks out of the club. She's pissed off at this point and she wants to find her mother because her mother is the one who was responsible for taking care of the kids while she was away with the rest of the cast of the show. And so she's really pissed off at her mom right now. But the drama did not stop there because Gaelle decided to go up to Trick and basically try to check him and tell him that he needs to keep his nieces out of her business because the Hollywood twins were the ones that went back and told Amara that she met up with Alan behind her back. And so she went up to Trick and told him this, and he really didn't want anything to do with it because he didn't have anything to do with it in the first place. He wasn't even on the trip when this happened. And so while Gaelle is over there trying to check Trick, that's when Hot Topic notices her being messy and she decides to toss a drink at Gaelle from across the room. And at this point, everything goes bananas. Trick is saying that he wants to go home and that he didn't come to the trip for all this drama. Hot Topic is yelling at Gaelle. Flo is yelling at Hot Topic. And it's just a really messy situation. So what was supposed to be a really fun night out ended up turning into a complete disaster. And then the next day, it's actually the day of the twins' birthday party, and Amara ends up confronting her mother about why she would allow Shay and Fabo to hold her daughters. And I honestly think it was a case of her mother not wanting to be in an awkward situation and say no to Shay and Fabo, but I still feel like she should have said no because at that time the children were in her care and she knows that Amara and Shay don't get along anymore. To me, that was disgusting of Shay to even do something like that. And Amara said that she's completely done with Shay after this because Shay posting that on social media she felt like was a warning to her and she doesn't really like that. Now, Marcus ends up surprising Brooke by showing up to the DR, and he ends up telling her that he did not come alone, that he actually came with Safaree because Safaree realizes that he really wants to be with Amara, and then he breaks the news to Brooke that he actually wants to propose to Amara. And to me, it's a complete joke because we know that Safaree does not want to be married. I mean, clearly he doesn't want to be married because he was doing wrong in his marriage to Erica Mena, and I'm not saying that Erica Mena was innocent in that relationship because I'm pretty sure she played a part in the reason why the relationship ended too, but it's very clear from that situation that Safaree is not ready to be married, so I don't understand why he would be running around here saying that he wants to propose to Amara. And then right before the party, Zoe ends up meeting up with Flo because she said that she really likes Flo. She just doesn't like that Flo enables Gaelle. And when she brought this to Flo's attention, Flo said that she didn't feel like Gaelle did anything wrong, and that's the reason why she didn't tell Gaelle that she's wrong. And look, I can see both sides of this situation. Obviously, Flo, despite everything that went down between her and Gaelle, Flo is still going to have Gaelle's back when everybody is going against Gaelle because that's her sister and she's not going to let anybody check her sister. But I do feel like she should tell Gaelle to stop doing what she's doing. And to me, the reason why she doesn't do it is because she doesn't feel like Gaelle is doing anything wrong. To me, Flo is not that different from Gaelle because if she was, she would try to separate herself from her sister's messiness, and she really does not. And at this point, Flo is burning bridges with everybody because nobody wants to deal with her because every single time they invite her to something, she invites her messy sister Gaelle. And after this conversation went completely south between Zoe and Flo because they were actually getting ready to fight at one point and security had to hold them both back, Zoe ended up showing up to the birthday party for Amara's twin daughters, and she sits down next to Trina and she lets Trina know that she doesn't want to end up like Flo because Flo has a lot of drama and is taking away from her music because of all the messiness that's going on in her life. And she tells Trina that she wants to work on the way that she handles situations, and she also tells Trina that she wants to work things out with Big D. And Trina was really nice to Zoe at this point, and she told Zoe that she would talk to Big D for her because she wants to see her succeed. And I honestly hope that whole situation works out because I really do like Zoe. Now, during this party, Alan and his mother end up showing up, and you can tell that Amara was not happy about seeing Alan's mom because Alan's mom does not like her. She said that Alan's mother was accusing her of doing witchcraft on her because her chest was hurting one day, which is crazy to me. I don't understand why this woman would say something like that. But Amara ends up having a conversation with Alan's mother, and I really don't understand why. Everybody was looking at Amara too like she was crazy because they didn't understand why she's trying so hard to be cool with Alan and his family when they don't like her and they constantly disrespect her. And during this conversation, they end up getting into a really heated back and forth with each other because Alan's mother is saying that she doesn't really like Amara because Amara was mistreating her son. And I don't understand why mothers of sons act like this, because a lot of the times their son is the problem, and yet they come down so hard on the woman that he's treating really badly. And so I just don't understand why his mother is so involved in his business in the first place. Like, she's not even trying to hear Amara's side of the story. She's just going off of what Alan told her. And I understand that Alan is her son, but I just don't understand why she would treat Amara the way that she was treating her. And I don't understand why Amara would even want to have a conversation with this woman after all the disrespect in the first place. Now, Safaree ends up showing up out of nowhere, and he's being really loud, and he has these roses for Amara, and Amara's face lights up like she was really happy to see Safaree. And I don't know if she was happy to see Safaree because she really wants to be with him or because she wants to make Alan jealous, which, look, I do think that Alan felt some type of way about Safaree being there because he was trying so hard not to look at Safaree all over Amara and gushing all over her. He was trying not to look, and you can tell that he kind of was bothered by it a little bit. And I think that it's funny to see him get a taste of his own medicine because he was all over Gaelle in front of Amara's face, and he was doing it on purpose. So I think it's funny that Safaree showed up and he's all over Amara in front of Alan. Now, of course, that's the petty, messy side of me that actually enjoyed seeing that. But then Safaree ended up getting on one knee and asking Amara to marry him, and everybody was shocked by it. But look, the episode ended there, but I honestly don't believe that Safaree really wants to marry Amara. I just think that it was messy of him to even do something like that, especially at her twin daughter's birthday. I just don't feel like it was the right place to do it because I honestly, from watching the previews, you can tell that Safaree wasn't even serious about it. And I'm talking about the previews for next week's episode because you have Eliza saying that Safaree was texting her right after they left the DR and all this stuff like that. So I honestly feel like Safaree wasn't being serious, and I'm really going to be shocked if Amara says yes to Safaree, because to me that's going to make me look at her 3 times sideways, because I don't understand why she would say yes to him when she knows deep down inside that Safaree isn't really serious. So those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all. And until next time, I will talk to you guys in my next video.